Hi, everybody, and welcome to Evolve Love. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so happy that you have found this podcast. Are you looking for daily inspiration, motivation, and wisdom to help you begin your day feeling supported and uplifted with love? Well, you have come to the right place. This podcast is a space of encouragement where you can be held in your self-development because in order to evolve, you need love, and it begins here with you. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Love and happy Friday. Happy Venus Day. I don't know about you, but I cannot believe that we are already at the end of this week. It has been flying by. Like, honestly, ever since I started Evolve Love, I don't know if it's because I'm doing daily updates or what, but I just feel like time is flying and I am enjoying all the moments. I am processing all the moments, but I just really feel like I cannot believe I'm already airing a Friday episode again. But anyways, today is Friday. Today is Venus Day. And as you know, that is the day of beauty, love, romance. And that is the topic here on our Fridays. And today is not just Venus Day. It's also the 1st of May. It is also the full moon in Scorpio. So we have a lot going on today. And a couple weeks ago, when it was the new moon, we talked about how to find the beauty in darkness. And today, being the full moon, I wanted to take a moment to talk and share on the beauty of light. So, unlike the new moon, which is the darker time, the full moon is bright. It's illumination. It is casting brightness and light on the dark sky, on the dark world. And to me, full moons feel like celebration. It feels like joy. It feels like light energy. And when we think of light energy, that typically tends to have a positive connotation versus dark energy. And today I wanted to talk about the literal forms of light, but also where light can be within our lives as an element of beauty for ourselves. So let's talk about the literal forms of light first, because when you walk into a room, immediately I feel ambience is set by the lights. You can have so many cool and unique features to lights, and it can really play the tone on what you're stepping into. I mean, think about any restaurant that you've gone to, or any beautiful space, or even down to the rides at Disney World or something like that. The lights have a specific purpose and it helps us to feel a certain way. So when we're looking at the lights within our home, we can, like I said, really set the tone. And just because it isn't the holiday season, it doesn't mean that we have to put those Christmas lights away. I think there is a beauty in the soft glow of warm lights, especially at nighttime. And interesting little story here, but when we brought our twins home, when we had our twins, we did sort of night shifts and things like that so that we would be ensuring ourselves of as much sleep as we could possibly get, because as you can imagine, newborns are tough. Having 2 newborns is very tough. And so trying to find sleep, trying to find rest, especially when you're tired, was a big goal of ours. It's like survival mode, And so we would have the boys where they were, and then we put a bed in that same room. So whoever was on night shift, there you were. And I decided, I've heard a lot about salt lamps. I want to get a salt lamp. And it became kind of a joke. We set up the salt lamp, and in my head, it was the intention that not only was this going to be purifying and cleansing the space, but it was going to be creating a soothing environment that was going to be helpful for sleep. And I don't know if it's because we were only getting pockets of time that was 3 hours of sleep here and there or what, but I felt so rested as you can be. And I kept blaming it on the salt lamp. It's because of the salt lamp. And this salt lamp, it had different settings where like there was like LEDs within it so that you could like have different color settings, or it could like circle through different colors, or you could just do like that warm glow. And there was something about the soft, warm glow that made it that much easier to wake up in the night to do the feeds or the diaper changes and all the things. And it just added such beauty to the room. And now I will always associate that salt lamp with the very young early days of our twins. And so yeah, a beautiful moment, a salt lamp. And there are a lot of different benefits to salt lamps. If you are interested, I feel like maybe this is a sign for you to go and check that out and look into them a little bit more. But other forms of lighting too that can set the tone in space. Candlelight done safely. Even incense has a specific glow to it as it burns. And it can really set a quieter mode or a quieter mood and moment for us, especially at the end of the day when the world gets dark. And though we have like the full moon illuminating our environment, we can also do so much to illuminate within our homes. And another type of light to be cautious of too. I mean, I know at the end of the day, we talk about toning the lights down. We talk about the importance of cueing the body to know that it's almost time to rest. So we don't want the body to be in this like hyper state of like blinding lights here and there when we're trying to get it to soothe and to calm. And one place, I know they say like, don't look at your phones past a certain hour, but there's actually something more that you can do too with your phone on a certain hour or setting if you'd like. But I had listened to this on a podcast a few years back, and I don't even remember what it was or who was talking about it, but I've done it on my phone ever since. And there's actually a setting in, I think it's the accessibilities section of your settings, where you can put a red filter on your phone, and you can set it so that you do a quick like 3 taps on the power on, power off button on the side of your phone. And whenever you do that, it immediately goes to this red filter. So if you're somebody who is on their phone at night, like maybe you just have to be like, maybe you're waiting for a text from your kids coming through, or maybe you're wanting to check in with so-and-so, or you're like talking with somebody from your family after work, or whatever it is, what you can do is set this up. I don't know the exact steps because it's been a long time since I've done it, but if you could probably look it up, how to put the accessibility red filter on your phone. And then when you do get to that point in the night, you just click the side of the phone 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and it will turn on for you. So that's another way that we can like reduce the light input that is invigorating the body versus calming the body. So we talked about like a couple different ideas of lights. I love to, like, if you have like a dimmer switch, I think like that's so cool too in your home, but like that's really specific if you have that or not, to just like set a vibe, to set a feeling. Light can do so much. It can really create like a magical space. Like I even think about like with my daughter and stuff too, like, she has this princess tent, and it's like, what is it with kids and tents? Like, I don't know. I was the same way. Like, all I wanted was a tent, but not even just like a tent. It's like a tent that you can have inside of the home. And it's like a special little nook. It's a special little place where you can put your toys and your books, and it's like your own little corner. Even though you have your own bedroom or whatever, it's like a space that is for you. And so a lot of kids have this, or like forts, the obsession with forts or tents, or, little hideaway spots. And with this little princess tent, it has little glow lights or little fairy lights around it. And it's like just laying in it and turning those on. It's like, it is magical. It does bring you back to this feeling. And all that was different about it, all that changed, was that we shifted the way the light was. We put on this special lighting. And I think that with this, it just makes me realize that like we can really set the beauty or environment tone just by lights alone. So if there are other ways that light illuminates or brings beauty into your own space, and maybe even calms or helps your nervous system at the end of the day, I would love to hear about it over on my Instagram at _evolve_love. And tonight too, with the full moon, like get out there. Feel the glow of the moon. Like, I know sometimes it might seem a little silly, but like for me, it's always a beautiful reminder of this gift that we have to be here, to live this, to witness this, to go outside. And the other thing too is like where I live, I can go outside and see a sky full of stars. And not everybody can do that. Like if you're in the city, I know that there's light pollution and you can't see that. But like to go out and to look up and to just take it all in, that is just such a beautiful moment. And I remember too, growing up, every August, there's a specific meteor shower that happens here in the Northeast US. And I don't know, maybe it's everywhere. I just like, that's where I live. So with it, I think it's the Perseids. I'm not really sure how to say that. Meteor shower, but it's like usually in the middle of August. And I remember we'd wake up in the middle of the night and we'd go outside and we'd be like in our sleeping bags because it was still kind of cool, even though it was in August. And we would just like watch so many meteors, which like looked like shooting stars just flying through the sky. And it was the most magical thing. And like, honestly, a beautiful memory that I have for myself. So these are places where light creates memory. Light creates this beautiful feeling for us. And I know I was going to get into also light as an energy and light as a feeling, but I'm looking at the time right now and thinking, I feel this is just what we needed to hear. I think we needed to look at light as a means of beauty and how can we celebrate in that. And so that is my episode here for today. So like I said, if you can, get out there, check out the light of the full moon, and just as much as it might be like, oh, you know, the light is coming through and I can't sleep and all this, if you don't have like good blackout curtains or whatever to sleep, just living in that moment and thinking like this full moon is only going to be here for so long and the sky will get dark again, but to just enjoy it while it's here, to enjoy that lit up feeling and to celebrate and the beauty that it is. So I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I am so looking forward to checking in with you again next week. We have exciting topics next week. I'm so excited to share. I'm always excited to share, but next week is going to be a little bit more fun. I feel like this week maybe was a little serious. We had that earth energy in the beginning of the week, that grounding, and next week we're going to explore some fun ideas. So make sure you tune in next time, and don't forget to follow this on the podcast platform of your choice or give it a rating or review if you're called to. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.